nationwide win in over 3 years. Jamie Little.
Well, Doc, one of the most frequently used words today, tires, because they fall off so quickly and because these teams are only given 6 sets for 2 practice sessions, qualifying and the race. A lot of these teams only have 3 sets of sticker tires. These are at a premium, but the 22 Brad Keselowski saved an extra set. That could be the difference between winning and losing tonight. Dave Burns.
Jamie, as the drivers come down the front straightaway, this is what greets them going into very fast turn number 1, direct sunlight. And believe me, they'll have both hands on the wheel. They won't be able to do this. They can't do this, or we're all in trouble. Jamie McMurray just radioed his crew and said it gets really bad at the start-finish line. He said it'll get even worse as the sun goes a little bit lower. And it's going to be about 45 minutes to an hour, Marty, before the sun goes fully away.
Yeah, and we had a great shot of just how much that glare is going to go right into their eyes heading down into turn number 1. How about the track facts here at the 1.5 mile at Atlanta Motor Speedway? Well, tonight we're going to go 195 laps, just a click over 300 miles. Pit road speed is 45 miles an hour. Go faster than that, you're going to get busted. And we might see guys wanting tires a lot earlier than that 55 to 60 lap window. And the corners, 24 degrees on the banking. Cars in turn number 3 right now. Getting ready with this very good crowd for a nationwide Saturday night. Hope you're enjoying your Labor Day weekend. Glad that you're spending part of it with us. We've got nationwide tonight, and of course Sprint Cup action again tomorrow night under the lights here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Pole sitter Casey Kane brings him down. He's on the inside. Green flag waves. We're underway here at Atlanta. Great start by Casey Kane, but remember what he said early in the broadcast. If the car has adjustability, that'll be the key.
Yeah, I talked to his crew chief, Stuart Cooper, right after qualifying, and he said that they had expected the track to get looser, not tighter, like you would think when the sun goes down. They had that experience last year. They're hoping to kind of build from that, what they learned last year, make this car better tonight.
We saw Casey choose the inside. I think that maybe sometime before this evening's over, we'll see whoever has that choice after a caution. So we'll see Kyle Busch go to that high side, taking the lead now after that first lap. But I think we'll see the guys choose the outside lane.
Side by side through turn number 3. In third place, you can see that Carl Edwards right there as he's trying to sneak up, along with Reed Sorensen, Ryan Newman, Kevin Harvick. That's your top 5. And the leader of lap number 2 is still Casey Kane. But they're side by side again, and edging out in front is Kyle Busch.
Yeah, I really thought Kyle Busch was going to have Casey Kane cleared down in turn 3, but you can see Casey has that car working really well down the inside.
It looked like Casey Kane's car was bottoming out really bad that first lap or so. Saw a lot of sparks, maybe the air pressure just being low, and the car wasn't really ready to make a charge. You see now it seems to be coming around.
That's what makes this racetrack so great. Drivers love it because you can do this type of racing literally for all 300 miles.
And again at the end of lap number 3, that's still Casey Kane by about a nose in front of Kyle Busch.
Here comes Reed Sorensen back on the inside. Carl Edwards had taken that third spot away, but Sorensen coming back for that third spot now.
And right behind them, you see the number 1 Ryan Newman starting to put pressure on Kevin Harvick, and it looks like he may get around Harvick. On board with Kevin.
Talked to Kevin earlier. He was pretty excited about his race car. Of course, he had a dominant race car here last year. He felt like his car was just that good this time. But the one thing these guys don't understand, as we look into this sun, this is going to be a problem for these guys for a while. As you can see right there, if you could imagine being in the driver's seat going 190 miles an hour into turn 1, you can't see anything for about 100, 150 yards there. It makes it very difficult.
Down the back stretch, things calm down for a little bit. You see Harvick still on the low line. Newman has stayed up on that high side.
Yeah, and if you'll remember, Kevin Harvick won this race last year. He was about the only car that could really make his car work right on the bottom of the track. A lot of cars started moving up, and that's where the groove kind of goes here. But Kevin Harvick had a car that would stick right on the bottom. We'll see if he can do it tonight.
And generally, if you can stay on that bottom for a good time, then you're going to wear the tires more. You have to put a little more wheel input in it, and you're taking a little bit more of that grip away from those. But Kevin had a perfect setup, and you see him make another pass there for the 4th spot.
Let's go back a little deeper because we've got a lot of action going on there. There's Michael McDowell in the 81, the 05 of Willie Allen. He's coming off a great run back at Bristol with a career best finish. Stephen Wallace in the 66. Joe Nemechek, the former champ in this mix as well. On the right side, further up forward in the field, we'll keep you posted on both of them. That's Jamie McMurray in the 88 right there, trying to sneak in between Sorensen and Ryan Newman.
These cars practiced this morning about 8 o'clock, so the track was really cool. Like it'll probably be later in the race, but they've kind of had just about every condition to deal with today, you know, through qualifying, practice, and now the race.
And on the left side, all of a sudden, McDowell loses 3 spots pretty quickly.
And you can see how the high side of this racetrack works. With these tapered spacers, these Nationwide cars have to run. It's about momentum at this racetrack, and you can get a nice run through the middle and upper part of the track, make that pass down the straightaway.
Right behind those guys, you see the 62 of Brendan Gaughan. He's also out there in that mix. And John West Townley in the 09.
Yeah, we showed Stephen Wallace, who had not a good qualifying. Yeah, he was the first car to go out qualifying, and I think that hurt him some. But he's our biggest mover so far, moved up 13 spots already.
Boy, McDowell just lost another couple of spots, so he is going backwards. There is Stephen Wallace. And he is running right now in 24th position. Back up front as the battle for the lead is still side by side between the 18 and the 38. And it looks like Kyle may finally clear him.
Oh, look at Casey's car.
Yeah.
This is hanging out there, the rear end is.
You can't believe, you just see through that corner just to see how much is hung out. The left front tire was down on the yellow line. The left rear tire looked like it was about 3 feet from that.
These guys put on a great show here early in our 195 lap event tonight. Kyle really takes it up high this time, seeing if that momentum line will work for him.
Well, it'll definitely work when he hits the straightaway. What Kasey Kahne needs to do is try to get clear of the 18 where he can take that line away.
Well, there's a lot of guys that like to get clear of Kyle.
Yeah,
they have a hard time doing it.
Yeah.
Car slowing down on the track there. That's Johnny Chapman as he's making his way in. We can tell you right now that Jeff Green is pulled behind the wall. Kevin Hamlin, Dennis Setzer, Kevin LePage, and now Johnny Chapman. So
those Casey's got a good run. Excuse me, Marty, right here on this particular corner. But gosh, look at that rear end hang out there. Man, he is sliding that car through the corner, but he makes the pass.
You get to the center of the corner and it just takes off up the racetrack. I don't know why. It just doesn't continue to turn. Center exit.
Yeah, that's kind of the balance that you fight as a driver here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. You want the car tight enough to get around, but if you get it too tight in the center of the corner, then you can't turn, get headed the other way, and that's why he's not having as much success.
Well, between those two up front, 7 combined NASCAR wins here at Atlanta, but neither's won in the Nationwide Series yet. Verizon Wireless customers text champion to 43776 for exclusive champion chats, content from our NASCAR Now roundtable experts. Sun doesn't set here till 7:58 p.m. Eastern time, and that's what these guys have to deal with as you're on board with Justin Allgaier heading down into turn number 1. All right, let's go back. Well, during the commercial, the 11 of Brian Scott had to come into pit road for a tire change. Let's show you exactly what happened.
Yeah, we were talking about Kasey Kahne being loose. This is definitely out of control here.
Well, he's got something
it's like a tire down. Jamie?
Absolutely, guys. That's the call. It was a tire going down. The crew chief wasn't sure, so as soon as they came in, they went over the wall for 4. The problem is the pit crew went over the wall too soon. He has a drive-through penalty, guys. That's unfortunate. He qualified 30th and already moved up 8 positions before this incident.
Yeah, and he's down 2 laps and could be 3 before this is over.
Yeah, we just heard Mark Armstrong before the race started talking about these mistakes on the green flag pit stops.
I talked to Brian earlier today, too, right before qualifying. He was talking about how good his car was in race trim. He wasn't sure how good it was going to be qualifying. He obviously didn't, but this is going to hurt any chance he had of having a pretty good night.
Talked about Josh Wise as he's got the points leader, Brad Keselowski, coming up underneath him. Josh in the 7. The only non-double duty driver to qualify in the top 10. And Keselowski, of course, the points leader here with a very comfortable points margin in the Drivers' Championship, but not so when it comes to the all-important owners' points.
Yeah, he's trying to hold on to that only non-double duty driver in the top 10. Brad's trying to make it an all Sprint Cup drivers kind of party up there in that top 10, but Josh doing a nice job here early on.
That is for 10th place on the track. We'll tell you Kasey Kahne is leading by about a half a second up front as we continue to watch this battle. It's been Kahne and Kyle Busch, the 2 leaders that we've had in this race, with 2 lead changes. And all of a sudden, Josh pulls out a little bit of room, and here come the race leader into traffic.
You can see right now the speeds have dropped way off from this beginning.